Hello and welcome to Star Citizen. My name is Evenlease, and today on 10 Minutes More or Less Ship Review on the road to Invictus, we have the GATAC SYULEN right behind me. Let's go ahead and take a look. Alright, we are back on the road to Invictus, and Invictus actually starts tomorrow on the 17th. Oh, how exciting. We got some new ships coming in, some new announcements, some new concepts. It's going to be very interesting, so I'm super excited to see what they have planned and the future. But again, just like every one of these videos, we got to start with the price, right? So, here we go. With a starter pack here, the GATAC SYULEN is $85 and standalone $70, and sooner or later you'll be able to buy it in game. I'm not sure if you can yet or not. I was looking around, I couldn't really find much information on it, so I am going to continue to look around, and if I do find that, I'll post it down in a sticky note below in the comments. You know, I'll pin a note saying, hey, this is the in-game price. But for now, let's go ahead and take a look at another starter ship, this time a very alien starter ship. And it's pretty unique, I'd say. Probably the most unique starter ship you can buy as of right now. So it's pretty cool. But, you know, what do the stats say about it, right? Because every one of my reviews in the past week is all about my experience with the ship and also the stats behind it. So, you know, everybody's going to love each ship differently, and personally, that's okay. I mean, that's great. Everybody's got their opinion on each ship, right? But I'm just following the numbers and my personal experience. So, getting into this one here, this ship comes stock 393 DPS, and that's because it has 3 size 3 CF337 Panthers, but they're very limited by the capacitors. I'll probably show you when we get into the cockpit here in a little bit. It also has 12 size 2 Ignite 2 missiles, which is pretty crazy. It's good to see that this thing has a lot of missiles because the damage per second on the guns, not so great. And you can see on screen where those missiles come from. They are located on those little circles on each one of the landing gear legs, and that's where they would appear from. Now, compared to other starter ships, the damage is, I'd say, in the middle of most of them. With the Cutter, you have 296 damage per second. With the C8X, you have 236. With the Titan, you have 1,858. With the Aurora, you have 242. With the 100i, you have 450. With the Mustang Alpha, you have 368, and with the Nomad, you have 828. So there are quite a few good options out there. This one, like I said, it's not terrible. It's kind of in the middle of a lot of those starter ships that you just heard. But what about the rest of the numbers, right? So this ship does come with 3,000 shield, and it's a bubble shield. You know, you've probably heard me say this probably 10 times in the past week because I've compared this ship to a lot of them without even showing it. So it's a bubble shield, and what that means is anytime this ship gets hit, it takes from the entirety of the shield. So be careful. 3,000 shield, while it is pretty much one of the strongest shields you can get as a starter ship outside of the Nomad, it still is going to evaporate pretty quick, and then you got to focus on how many health points you have. But in comparison to all the other starter ships out there, the Cutter has 1,500 shield, the C8X has 1,500, the Titan 3,000, Aurora 3,000, the 100i 1,500, and the Mustang 3,000, and the Nomad 4,500. So this ship, like I said, it isn't bad at all. 3,000, you know, pretty typical for a starter vessel. So good to know, good to know. Moving on, we do have the ship HP sitting at 11,740, which is actually higher than quite a few of the starter ships. And, you know, I guess I could say I'm surprised, but I'm starting really not to be surprised because it's not that hard to beat a lot of the starter ships when it comes to health pool. The cutter sitting at 17,100, which is fantastic. The C8X sitting at 6,250. The Titan 11,900. The Aurora 5,740. The 100i sitting at 3,900, which still, multiple videos later, surprises me. The Mustang Alpha sitting at 8,731, and the Nomad sitting at 9,800. Going from there, as you can see, this ship just has a lot of unique design elements to it, so if you really like that alien look, this is already a good ship to get, but you got to recall that price point. So that's something you think about when you buy a ship. What can this ship do for you? What are the advantages of owning the SYULEN, right? Well, right here, these are cargo pods. So as you can see, the cargo is held here. You can't really see, I don't have any cargo. Holds 2 SCU, each one of these arms, so a total of 6 SCU of cargo. That's pretty good. In comparison to other starter ships, the Cutter at 4, the C8X at 4, the Titan at 8, the Aurora at 3, the 100i at 2, the Mustang at 4, the Nomad sitting at 24. It's pretty impressive. I don't think you can beat the Nomad's numbers, but with this one being at 6, it's pretty good, but not great. $10 more, you got a Nomad, you got 24 SCU, right? So potentially you got to consider that. If you're spending $85 on a starter pack, why not throw in the extra $10 if you have it? One less McDonald's trip, right? And just get the Nomad over this. The profile is a little bit interesting. So when it is up in the air and you deploy or undeploy retract the landing gear. I don't know where I'm at today. I've been making so many of these videos nonstop. I'm just losing it. But it's so fun. I love it. But when you retract the landing gear, the front face of this ship is huge. So the profile, not great. When you are fighting somebody head on, you are a very big target. And you look like a target. So something to consider as well. Do you want to fight in this ship? You definitely could, but recall when you are, head on with the target, they have a lot of area to shoot, and take advantage of that. So that is something to definitely consider. The ship's speed is average with the rest of them, sitting at 225 SCM at a top SCM speed with 450 forward boost, 230 backwards boost, and a nav speed of 1,150, which is actually pretty slow compared to a lot of the others. Now, comparing the SCM speed, the Cutter has 180, the C8X 220, the Titan 260, the Aurora 225, the 100i at 260 as well, the Mustang at 225, and the Nomad at 205. So, again, it is average for the speed here. It's not terrible, not great, not bad. It's just in the middle. Quantum fuel is where this thing strides for sure. You have 2,900 quantum fuel in comparison to the other ships. That is dramatically much more than the rest of them. The Cutter at 1,960, the C8X at 742, the Titan at 612, the Aurora 671, the 100i at 805, and the Mustang at 671, the Nomad at 809. So putting that in all consideration, this ship can go the distance. It's got quite the ability to fly without having to refuel your quantum fuel, and that's always a great thing. So, carrying 6 SCU, you have 3 size 3 gun hard points that you can swap with whatever you want. You have 12 missiles. This ship doesn't seem so bad after all. You also have 3,000 shield stock, so I'm loving it. Let's go ahead and open up this ship and take a look at the inside, where it's even better than you would expect, right? It's an alien ship. The design looks great. The steps hover. It looks fantastic. The buttons are the biggest pain to hit sometimes. I will say, they really are. I'm going to go ahead and close this door here. Let's see if I can. There we go. You got to wait until that text kind of shoots up like that, and then go ahead and press it. Now, on the right side here, you're going to have all these little buttons, and these are your components. So, got a lot of components as well as light controls on there. It doesn't really explain which is what, but you got components on each side, and it looks fantastic the way it comes out of the wall. And then to close it, you can just come over here and it should, there we go, should say close on there without having to make a big deal of trying to find the button. Right here is like a suit locker. Obviously, you can't use it just yet. And then right here is a gun rack, which is really cool. So to the right of this elevator here is a gun rack, and it comes out all Halo style. I swear I thought I was in a Covenant vessel right now. You can put 2 rifles, multiple handguns, and other items here. So that's fantastic the way that is hidden away. You know, if someone gets onto your ship, they'll never know you have an arsenal behind this wall if they don't know what they're looking for. Now, if we go to this elevator, which we all love elevators in the Star Citizen universe, click on the second one, and it's going to take you to your living area. Cool little windows here. So I'm going to go ahead and turn around and take a look. Now, to your left, let's go ahead and open up this door. You know how fun that is, opening doors here. You have the bathroom, and you don't want to know the story behind how these restrooms work, but I'm going to tell you anyways. Typically, this is the human bathroom here. Now, this is where we would go. We're human, right? But the typical alien manufacturers of this ship go to the restroom exactly right here, where they wash their hands and everything else. So, something to consider where you put your hands. Make sure you buy ships new, right? And then, yeah, that's the bathroom. So, I'm not a fan of standing in bathrooms for too long. I don't want to die. I'm going to go ahead and click this button here and take a look. This is also like a desk working area. You know, you can just go ahead and click that. Click it. Click. Nothing. Okay. Cool. Don't do nothing. That's cool. Yeah, okay, so that's cool. And then you have a bed here with storage. So if you were to open that, you go ahead and get to your storage, and you do have 650K of storage. So it can hold quite a bit, honestly. And that's always good to have more and more storage. And then your bed with a very cool looking side wall. Whoops, I didn't mean to hit that button. Side wall, it looks like almost like a granite wall or some sort of rock or stone. So very cool, loving that. I'm going to try this one more time. It's just not doing anything. Let's try it. Come on, nothing. Okay, so that little area there is bugged out for now. And then if we go to the elevator and hit the top button, it's going to take you to where you fly this ship. And this ship does fly much different. But before we do, let's go ahead and press a couple more buttons, see what we have here. More components on each side. And go ahead and press this one. As you can see, they hide behind the wall very well, and I love that. The whole design of the ship is just fantastic. And that's where you sit as a pilot. You're like, oh, good God, how do you sit here? Well, going to close all this up here really quick, and then we're going to go ahead and get in the pilot seat, and you'll see what happens when you do. It's a pretty crazy animation, and it's very interesting. And also, you don't take off like you do the normal way, you know, space bar to lift off the pad and then move forward. You are already facing up. So you don't hit spacebar, you just hit W and you fly straight up. So you got to be very careful as a starter in this game. If you get this ship, it's not your typical, you know, you got to be very slow. Lift off very slowly and then face out the, you know, hangar area and then leave. Because, yeah, it can get pretty hairy pretty fast. And I'll show you what I mean. I'm going to turn on the engines, and instead of pressing spacebar, because if I did that, really wouldn't do anything. But if I press W, I'm going to just go ahead and lift straight up. Pretty neat. So now if I go ahead and, you know, retract the landing gear, as you can see, it's going to make a very big front-facing target here. So always something to consider. It is a very, very beautiful alien ship, though. For a starter ship, it is not terrible. But, you know, you just got to be careful when you are entering combat how you want to present your face. Now, what would I give this ship as a review score, especially with those very low capacitor weapons? As you can see, the Panther's sitting at 36 shots each before they need to recharge. And then you do have 10 noise and 48 decoys. Honestly, this ship here, it's got a lot of function. You can do package deliveries. You got 6 cargo. Speed is not that great. Shield's good. Ship HP better than, you know, a lot of the other ones. Your damage output is hit and miss. Still above average, but the capacitors scare me a little bit. Might want to swap those over to some sort of ballistic weapons. And quantum fuel is fantastic. This ship gets an 8 out of 10, given the fact that it's got quite a few positives, but again, nothing excels, right? The only thing I think it really excels is the interior. It looks fantastic, and the exterior. Everything looks fantastic with this ship, and you have a great living space. And then you have great, excels with quantum fuel. There you go. It does excel there. Has a good amount of missiles compared to any of the other starters, and everything else is just about average and works great. Would this be a ship I recommend for a brand new beginner? I mean, yeah, you're not really used to flying the other starter ships, so you could potentially get into this game and fly this ship just fine. Yeah. Let me know what you guys think of the GATAC SYULEN. down in the comments below. I've probably mispronounced the name of this ship multiple times. It is not a terrible starter ship, but obviously not the top of the line either. So it's got a real alien feel to it. Obviously, it's a very alien ship. So if you love that, you're going to love this. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed. And I'm very excited to tell you that the giveaway for the Freelancer Miss and the Mirai Pulse is ending soon. Tonight, actually. So when that ends, I'm going to go ahead and draw the winner in the morning, because obviously it's going to be midnight. I'll draw the winner in the morning, and we will see who wins that. I'll make a quick announcement video, and I will, alert the winner. Now, they will have 48 hours to respond. If I don't get anything back, obviously I'll just redraw. Good luck, everybody, on the draw tonight. Now, stick around. There will be more giveaways coming, and sooner than you think. Within the next week, I'm going to be announcing another giveaway, and a pretty big one. So please do stick around. Make sure you continue to stay tuned. If you enjoy my content, great. If you don't, I still love you. Don't worry, I do. But either way, I'm going to continue making it, and I love making it. I'm happy to be here. Thank you guys. You all are awesome. I'll see you guys in the next one.